Welcome to Oceanside Yoga with Anna Kay. Today we will be flowing through gentle yoga postures to get a nice full body stretch. Please take a couple deep breaths and we will begin. We will begin flowing with our arms on the pace of our own breath. So as we inhale, we're going to lift our arms high up to the sky, getting nice and long. And as we exhale, we're going to open our arms, spread our fingers wide, and squeeze our shoulder blades together into cactus arms. So as we inhale, we reach, lengthening our spine. And as we exhale, we squeeze our shoulder blades together. Keep going, all on the pace of your own breath, taking as much time as feels good for you. And this may be a simple movement, but you can reach up as far as you want to and squeeze as far as it feels good. Now we're going to continue on this movement, but we're going to add a cat-cow. So as we inhale, we're opening to that cactus, opening our chest, small bend in our back. And as we exhale, we'll bring our forearms together, curving through our spine, little drop in our head. Inhale as we open, gently looking up. Exhale as we close. And continue on. Now we'll keep going with this flow, but we're going to add a twist. So as we inhale now, we're going to open to one side, trying to keep your legs forward. Exhale as we close. So we're going to keep the twist just in our upper body. Inhale as we twist open to the other side. Exhale to close. Pressing open with your elbow as far as it feels good for you. And continue on. Doing one more on each side. And we'll meet back at center. Wonderful. Let's lift our arms high up into the sky. And now we're going to put a nice bend in our knees, lacing our fingers together. I'm going to take my right foot, popping up on my toes, and then I'm going to cross that leg over behind my left leg. Now I'm going to flip my palms upward, opening my chest, bending into the knee, and bending over to my left side, letting that right side get really open. Breathe into all those little muscles in between your ribs. The more you pull with your hands, the further you can take the stretch. We'll come back to center and we'll set up for the other side. So deep bend in my knees, lacing my fingers together, popping up on my left toes, crossing that left leg behind my right. Deep bend in the knee as I flip my palms and stretch open that left side of our body. Take a nice deep breath, opening your ribs. Bring ourselves back to center, and we're going to swan dive forward. So whenever you fold, we want to go from our hips first before anything else. And when they can't go anymore, we relax our spine. So arms are going to come out and open, hinging from our hips as far as we can, and then we can fold. We're going to stay here for a moment to help our spine to release. Anytime you're in any type of forward fold, feel free to bend your knees so that your spine doesn't have to work so far to go forward. So I'm going to have a little bend in my knees, giving my spine a chance to relax. And if you want to, you can grab your elbows and rock back and forth. This warms up our lower back and our hips. We'll come back to center, straighten your legs if you'd like, and we're going to go to our flat back. So hands come to shins, or you can keep your fingertips touching the ground, and we're going to try to make a straight line all the way up our back through the crown of our head. And we're going to flow up and down a couple of times. So drop to that forward fold, up to that flat back. Feel free to use your own inhales and exhales. Exhale as we fold. Inhale as we rise. Once more, we'll fold. Coming up to flat back. And next time we fold, we'll bring our hands down to the mat, stepping back to all fours. And we'll do that lovely cat-cow. So again, flowing off of our own breath. As we inhale, we're going to lift our tailbone first, dropping the belly, opening the chest, gently looking up. And as we exhale, we curve the tailbone, press through our bellies and our shoulders, dropping our head. Let's go as slow as we possibly can. Listen to yourself. Slowly rolling through. And depending on the time of the day, your back might be more tight. You don't have to press very far. You go as far as what feels good for you. We'll do one more of each and land back at center. Let's move into our spinal twist. So I'm bringing my right hand in to support me. My left arm, I'm going to reach up and open. And we're going to do 3 large circles, sending our arm back, circling around. 1, reaching up high. 2, and 3. And after that third big reach, we're going to send that arm through, down to the back of the arm and the side of our face. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can reach your top arm up and over back, tucking it behind your hip. You can use that to press yourself open as far as you want. And the further you send your fingers, the more intense the stretch. If it's too much, you can bring your fingers closer to you. Whatever feels good for you. Come back to your breath. Take a nice big inhale and a complete exhale. When you're ready, let's slowly unwind, bringing that right hand back to support us. We're going to reach that arm back up into the sky, but we won't stop here. We're going to flow through this movement. So as we inhale, we're opening, slightly reaching back to open our chest. And as we exhale, we're going to reach through. So you don't have to come all the way down to the ground. We'll just reach through with our fingertips and then bring it back up. Nice and slow and intentional. Reaching up and back and reaching through. Keep going all at your own speed. Last reach. And we'll come back to those all fours. Okay, let's set up for the other side whenever you're ready. So now my left hand is coming down to support me. My right arm is reaching up high into the sky, opening my chest. And then sending our arm back, we're going to do 3 large circles. Pulling with our fingertips. Three large circles. And after that third, we're going to send that arm down into our twist. Back of the arm and our face comes down to the ground. And if you want to, you can take that top arm up and behind our back. Tucking in behind the hip. Press yourself open as far as you would like. When you're ready, we'll begin to unwind, taking that top arm back to support us. Slowly bringing ourselves back up, reaching high into the sky, and then we'll flow through that twisting movement. So as we exhale, we're going to reach through as far as you would like. As we inhale, we open our arms, open our chest. And continue on. One more. Reach. And one more twist. Before bringing ourselves back to center. And slowly move down to our bellies. Okay, let's warm up our back a little bit more. So without using our hands to press ourselves away, we're simply going to peel our upper body off the ground and then lay back down. Flowing through this movement, lifting using our core, using our back muscles, and laying. Keep going a couple more times. We'll do one more. And then we're going to press up our upper body using our hands, bringing in our elbows next to our ribs, fingers spread wide, shoulders away from our ears. We'll keep our chest open here for just a moment. And then we can stretch our neck. So first, again, keeping ourselves up, our chest open, our spine long. We're going to drop our head down, connecting our chin to our chest or close to it. And then we'll look up, gently dropping our head back. You don't have to go very far. Really opens the neck. And we'll do that a couple of times, dropping the chin towards the chest and dropping the head back. Now we'll do some half circles. So head drop down. We're just going to send side to side. Couple more. Those side to side motions. And when you're ready, we'll come all the way down to our bellies and then press ourselves all the way up into downward dog. So come up to your knees, lifting our hips. Feet stay about hip width apart. I see some people like them a little bit further, some closer. You do what feels good for you and your body. So we don't have to have our legs straight here either. You can have a little bend in your knees so you can really press your spine through your arms towards your chest. And now let's take some time to warm up here. So let's bend one knee, pressing out the straight leg. And then we'll swap sides, pedaling out the back of our legs, one by one. Pressing as far as it feels good for you. And if you'd like a little bit more, the side that's straight, you can press into your hip, opening your side a little bit. And then as we pedal open, we'll press open to the other side. Let's do that a couple of times. When you're ready, we'll come back to center and we'll move on to our lovely flow. Now I'm going to bring my right foot in to support me. I'm going to point my left toes high up into the sky. Crunch that leg into my chest, and you can stamp it or grab your foot and place it in between your hands, and we'll sit down our back knee. Now we do want our knee to be over our ankle, so we can adjust that as many times as we need to get it comfortable. If the knee's too far forward, you can also walk back with your back leg to give yourself some more space. And we're going to sit here in this lunge for a little while just to allow our groin to open up. So you can have your hands on the ground, you can have your hands on blocks, you can have it on a couch. If you want more, you can bring your left elbow on the inside of your left knee. And you can even come down to your forearms if you like. Just depends on how you feel like what you want to do. Depends on how flexible you are. Whatever is good for you is good for me. A lot of times I'll start up higher like this. And the longer I sit, I'll stay here and then I will come down to my forearms as I loosen up. But not yet. Holding in these positions is very important because it takes time for our muscles to speak to our nervous system and give our nervous system permission to feel like we're safe so that we can let go. So a lot of times we do have to sit with uncomfortable things for a while so we can show ourselves that everything's okay. So we don't want pain, but saying, I can be uncomfortable and I can still be safe. And how many times throughout the day, week, month, and year do we need that practice? When you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back up. And now I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to turn my toes facing behind me. My left leg now is going to straighten. My right hand comes down to my side. And I'm going to reach my left arm up and over top into this nice side body stretch. So it feels good here to pretend like someone's pulling your ankle and someone's pulling your hand at the same time. And if you want more, you can press up with your hip. Okay, now here's where we come to our flow and our challenge today. As we inhale, we're going to lift ourselves up, putting our elbow down onto our left knee, and we're going to reach that right arm up and overhead, pressing into that lunge position. And then as we exhale, we're going to come back out, straightening our left leg. Right hand comes down to our side, and we're going to open up our left side body. And we're going to continue on here, flowing back and forth, all on your own time. So really, this is doing so many things for us. We're working on mobility in our hips and in our shoulder joints. Our core is working to hold us up. And then we're also getting the groin stretch and the side of our body stretch. Back and forth, as fast or as slow as you want to go. This is your practice, and you can meet yourself exactly where you are. Let's do one more of each, and then we'll make our way over to the other side. Bringing myself back up to center, can bring in both knees, and then we can turn and press ourselves back up into that downward dog. So tabletop, we'll lift our hips. And let's take a moment here to take some big deep breaths. And when you're ready, we will move on. So now my left foot is going to support me. I'm going to point my right toes high up into the sky before bending my knee and crunching that leg into my chest. And then you can place it down in between your hands. And we'll drop down on that back knee. Now remember, you have a couple different options here. You can send back your knee if you need a little bit more. You can have your hands on blocks, support it anywhere feels comfortable for you. You can also bring the right elbow on the inside of the right knee. And you can come down to your forearms if you want to. Adjust as many times as you need until you feel like it's right for you. Yoga, before anything else, is a practice in listening to yourself so that you can take care of whatever your needs are. So here we practice saying, am I okay here? Does this feel right for me? Does it make me feel healthy? Or maybe I don't feel good here, so I need to move. I need to adjust for myself. And practicing it here helps us do it better in our everyday life. Anytime you need, you can say, this is not right for me, and I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay, we're going to get ready to move on to that side body stretch. So I'm going to lift myself out of the lunge, turning now my left foot to point behind me, straightening my right leg. Now I'm dropping my left hand down by my side and reaching up and over with my right arm. Press into your hip, pull with your fingertips as you reach away with your toes. We'll take some nice deep breaths, opening up our ribs. Ooh. Okay, let's start flowing through this movement. So as I inhale, I'm lifting myself up, placing my right knee down with my right elbow, reaching up and over with my left arm into that lunge. Then as I exhale, I'm going to place down my left hand on the ground, reaching up and over with my right hand, straightening my right leg. Keep going, all at your own speed. Pressing as far as it feels good for you. Reaching as far as it feels good for you. And we will continue on. Remember your breath. We're listening to our inhales and exhales here. We'll do one more of each. And then we can bring our knees back together and we'll sit back into a child's pose. Let's take a nice breather after all of that work. So child's pose can be done with knees together to get a nice spine stretch, or you can have your knees apart to do a little bit more in your hips. So keeping our hips placed back and grounded, we're going to reach forward with our fingertips, lengthening our spine. When you find a good spot, we can drop our head and relax. Takes a couple really deep breaths. When you're ready, we will move on. So let's bring ourselves up to a seated position. Our feet are going to be together, knees apart, into a butterfly. Now, you can adjust this depending on how you feel. You can have your feet closer to you if you'd like, if that feels good. If it's hard to keep them that close, you can send your feet further away. Whatever feels right for you, feel free to adjust as many times as you need. So we'll hold on to our feet and we'll flap our wings a couple of times. Spine nice and long, chest open. And our knees don't have to go up very far. We may be up here. That's just fine. As long as you're getting the movement in your legs and in your hip joints, you're wonderful. It's not about how far we're going. It's about feeling the right stretch in the right places. Okay, let's continue on. Now, we're going to again go off our own inhales and exhales. As we inhale, we're going to take our knees, we're going to lift them up and together, and we're going to put a little curve in our back like we're doing that cat that we did at the beginning. And then as we exhale, we're going to press our knees apart and we're going to press our upper bodies forward. As we inhale, we're pressing together. As we curve back. As we exhale, we press open and fold forward. Keep going as fast or as slow as what feels good for you. We'll do one more of each. And we'll move on. So with our knees apart, we're going to do little half circles with our body. So pressing against our knees to support ourselves, I'm going to tilt my body towards one knee, curving my upper body forward, front, and around to the other side, sitting back up. And then we're going to send that half circle to the other side, pressing against my knee to support me, curving around and up, and we'll continue on. It doesn't have to be a big movement. It's just as valuable, even if it's a small circle. Do 2 more of those half circles. One on each side. And we'll come back to center. Now we're going to keep our legs in butterfly, and we're going to add a little wrist stretch and groin stretch to this. So I'm going to take my hands behind my back, facing my fingers forward. Now I have little cysts on my wrist, so it's hard for me to bend on my wrist. If that's too much for you, you can come up on your fists. Or if that helps you get a little bit more height, you're welcome to do that. You can also have your hands up on blocks, whatever feels good for you. So I'll try with my fingers in first. Feet together in that butterfly. I'm going to rock myself forward towards my feet and back. So I've lifted my hips off the ground just slightly. Pushing forward and back. Let's try again. Forward and back. And maybe taking our feet further away from us, maybe that gives us more distance. Try that. See if that feels good for you. Couple more times. And when you're ready, we'll sit our hips back down, release our hands, shake out our wrists, adjust your feet to a comfortable distance from your body, and then we're simply going to reach forward and take a breather. So with your fingertips out, we're going to walk forward as far as it feels good for us, and then we can hang out. If you want to stay up like this, you're more than welcome to do that. You can also have your arms on a chair or on a couch, relaxing. You can have a pillow under your body, or you can reach all the way out, lengthening your spine. And we'll drop down and take a couple deep breaths. Few more moments here. And then using our hands, we can walk ourselves back up. Wonderful. Let's bring ourselves down to our backs. Okay, so I'm going to reach out my fingertips and try to reach the back of my heels, about a hand width away from my hips. And we're going to do a couple bridges here. So an easy bridge, pressing your hands down on the ground. We're going to lift our hips up into the air. Pausing here for just a moment. So you could pretend like you're holding a block in between your knees. And we'll press up with our pelvis. And come back down. Let's do that a couple more times, warming up our backs. And now we're going to continue on with this movement, but we're going to add our arms. So as we inhale and we rise our pelvis, we're going to rise our arms up and over our back, connecting with the ground behind us. And as we exhale, we'll drop our hands and drop our body. Keep going, lifting, knees coming together slightly, arms above our heads. And we exhale as we drop. Do one more of these. Bring our arms back down. Wonderful. And we'll move on to our hips. So we're going to do a figure 4 hip stretch here. So I'm going to take my right ankle and cross it over my left knee. And I'm going to press open my right knee from here with my right hand. Now you can stay here if you want to. This might be enough. Just pressing away the knee into that 4 position. If you want more, you can reach your hands through, lifting our left leg, and you can grab for your left thigh or your left ankle or calf, and you can pull yourself in as much as it feels good for you. And at the same time, I'm going to take my right elbow and I'm going to press away my right knee to really deepen that stretch. And then we'll relax here for a little while. And you can keep adjusting here as much as you'd like. Maybe after a couple breaths, you want to pull yourself in a little bit closer and press away that knee a little bit more. Really try to give your hip permission to let go here. Our muscles will all be shaking, trying to hold on so tight. And a lot of times it's us just speaking to ourselves, giving ourselves permission to let go. With our muscles and with so many things in life, how many times are we just white in the knuckles, holding on to something that doesn't feel good for us? And then it doesn't change until we say, "Ah, I'm ready just to let go." Let's release our hold on the bottom of our leg bring our hands to the back of our thigh if we're holding on. We're going to straighten that left leg. We'll do some ankle circles here. So we'll do a couple circles in each direction. And reverse your circle whenever you're ready. And we'll move right into our spinal twist from here. So I'm going to straighten that left leg down to the ground, and I'm going to give that right knee a nice squeeze into my chest. Let's even take it with our right hand and pull it out to our right side of our body. Pulling it in nice and close to the side of our ribs. Let's bring it forward and to the side a couple of times. Knee forward, knee pulling out to the side. Knee forward, knee out to the side. Next time we bring it in, we'll give it a nice squeeze. And then we're going to take that right knee with our left hand, and we're going to pull that right knee over our body towards our left side. Now, usually it helps me if I scoot my hips a little bit closer to the center of my mat. I can reach a little bit further. Now, the knee doesn't have to be touching the ground as long as it's reaching for it. And now my right shoulder is going to try to stay connected to the ground, and my right arm is going to come out to a T. And now to complete the stretch, we're going to look over our right shoulder or towards the arm that's out into the T. Twists are really good for digestion. So anytime you feel uncomfortable in your system, do a couple of twists in each direction, holding for as long as you like. See if that helps you. A few more moments here. Let's start to unwind. Bring our bodies back to center. Let's stretch out our feet. Stretch our hands overhead. Let's get nice and tall. And then we're going to set up for the other side. So now I'm going to bring my right foot up to reach my right fingers, and my left ankle is going to cross over my right knee, and I can press away my left knee here with my left hand. If that's enough for you, you can stay right here, or if you want to, you can bring your right leg towards you, reaching through for your thigh or ankle or calf, and I'm going to press my left knee away with my left elbow. And we'll sink in here. Give your hip permission just to let go. We'll move on. We're going to remove our hands from our ankle or our calf, take them to the back of our thigh. We're going to straighten that right leg into the sky, and we'll do a couple of those ankle circles. Circling in one direction, and when you're ready, we'll reverse that circle. Now we'll release our hands. Let that right leg come down to the ground as we squeeze in that left knee to our chest. And now we're going to go back and forth through that movement. So we're going to pull our left knee over to our left side and then bring it up to our chest. Pulling to the side, then up to our chest. Continue on. The next time our knee comes up to our chest, we're going to take our right hand, grabbing that left knee, and we're going to pull that left knee over towards our right side. Again, if you want to scoot your hips closer to the center of your mat, you're welcome to do that. The knee comes towards the right side, doesn't need to touch the ground. And now our left arm is coming open to a T, and we can look out over our left shoulder to complete the twist. Let's take some nice deep breaths here. A few more moments here. And we'll slowly start to unwind. Coming back to center. We'll straighten both legs. Reach our arms overhead, getting nice and long. Taking up all the space you can. And then we'll hug both knees into our chest, giving ourselves a little squeeze. You can rock back and forth on your spine if you'd like. And then our last move today will be our happy baby. So we're going to take our knees, pressing them apart. We're going to lift up our feet, reaching out with our peace fingers and grabbing for our big toes. And now we can pull our knees in towards our armpits. And the more you press into your lower back, you can deepen it, get a little bit more of a massage, and you can rock back and forth. Whenever you're ready, we can release our hands, bringing our legs back down to the ground. Thank you for joining me for this relaxing, gentle flow. Feel free to stay laying in a comfortable position for as long as it feels good for you. If you enjoyed this practice, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Oceanside yoga. Thank you.